how Silver can manipulate Kenny and what this could mean for Robby and Shawn. Now, it's no secret that since Shawn was brought into the show in Season 3, there was a new dynamic that was forged with his character. There was a new sort of layer of storytelling that was brought with him and perfectly portrayed and acted by Okie. Hopefully I've said that right. I probably butchered that. He's also in Walking Dead as well. And I did a video recently talking about why Shawn is misunderstood and why kids lose their way and why we shouldn't judge Shawn based on his initial actions like that when we don't have as much context. And then Season 4 not only made Kenny Shawn's brother, it gave us a lot of nuance on Shawn's character. And when you learn that Shawn was just defending Kenny, and it was never like that, you wonder how the events that transpired have led everyone to believe he's this type of thug dude. But I did cover that in my Why Shawn is Misunderstood video, so if you haven't seen that, go check that out. But for this video, I want to touch upon Kenny in this one. Now, there's a moment in the trailer where he's smiling and he looks like he's handing out leaflets and flyers to a bunch of girls, you know, and hey, I mean, you know, Muscle Top, look at the dude, you know, he's in his element. He's in his element completely. And he's shining for the first half of the trailer. I mean, he socks a dude right in the chest. And Kenny is that protege character, the one that has all that potential. And I think Robby has found a true gem with Kenny. Kenny, in my opinion, will never be on the level of, let's say, Hawk or Robby or Miguel, but he will give them a good run for their money. And look at how much work he was putting in against Robby in the All Valley. Even though I know Robby was holding back, look at how much work he was putting in, even just at that point. But I think Kenny is in a headspace now where, if you look at the finale of Season 4 and the way he grabbed Anthony's face and smiled in his face like some kind of mini Joker, I think Kenny's in a situation now where he's going to be manipulated by Silver. And it's going to sort of play out like Kreese and Hawk in Season 2, where Kreese would manipulate Hawk to do several things and actions to his will, and I think Silver, as much as he sees Kenny's potential, he will use him as a chess piece to get back at Robby or Tor or whoever. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a moment in Season 4 when Silver says to Kenny, you know, you're going about this the wrong way. Everyone has a weakness. And he basically creates Kenny a situation where he can use that to his advantage. And then they, you know, clap hands like that. And what did we learn? You know, there is probably a genuine bond there. But with the way Silver is at the moment, I think there's a lot of room and opportunity to use Kenny in such a way where you could recruit Shawn into Cobra Kai, for one thing, and you could make Kenny believe that Robby just abandoned him, that this was all Robby's fault. You could do that. Silver could totally play that maneuver on Kenny and Shawn, because remember, Shawn's getting out in the summer. Now, whether Robby and Miguel are back in the valley by the time Shawn gets out, or maybe Shawn gets out at the end of the season, I don't know. But one thing that I covered before in my Kenny and Shawn video is I said that I don't think Shawn's going to like what Kenny's become. I don't think he's going to approve of this one little bit. And he is the older brother. At first, he's going to say about Kenny, you know, and all this stuff that he's doing now. He's going to go, oh, look at you. When did you grow a pair of balls? But then as time progresses, he's going to start to think, man, what happened to this sweet kid that was my brother? He's turned into an absolute wrecking ball. And dare I say it, I think Kenny could exceed Shawn. Not necessarily in terms of physically, like, and this is where nuance applies, people. I don't mean literally. Kenny can't throw people around. That's Shawn's department. But I'm saying in terms of how ruthless he is, how aggressive he is, Kenny is sort of taking that sort of Hawk kind of void over in Cobra Kai, and I think that's exactly the route he's going to go down. Now, with Robby out the dojo, or Robby just out the valley in general, I think Eli and Shawn are going to have a misunderstanding against each other, because that's how this show does it. It's all misunderstandings. They're going to have a misunderstanding, and Kenny's going to say, hey, this dude grabbed me and threw me up a cubicle in the toilet once, and then that's going to kickstart Shawn and Eli. Now, obviously, when Robby comes back, he can tell Shawn, this is X, Y, and Z. This isn't what should be happening. And a part of me wants Kenny and Shawn to go with Robby. I feel like there was a respect formed between Robby and Shawn in juvie that is almost unbreakable. And Shawn is a no-nonsense kind of guy. You know, he's going to see through Silver's facade. Maybe not at first, but eventually he'll put two and two together. He isn't stupid. And something about this, and I, I touched upon this in my One United Dojo video, where I said that I would like every single character that we know and love to come together as one big Avengers Assemble moment at the end of Season 5. And that includes Shawn and Kenny. I want them to be with the good guys because of the respect that they formed and the detail that they put there. When Kenny tells Robby the reason why Shawn was in juvie, they put that there for a reason. And if you want my opinion, characters like Shawn, characters like Hawk, they make the good guys, they give the good guys a bit of edge, a bit of badassery, you know, no nonsense BS, you know, you need that in your team sometimes. I mean, you can relate this to Dragon Ball Z. I mean, look at Vegeta and you know, certain versions of Gohan and Trunks, you know. You need characters like that have a bit of that undertone. Piccolo even. You need characters like that have that no-nonsense attitude and that no-nonsense approach. You know, even in the X-Men, you've got Gambit, who's a bit of a rogue. You've got, no pun intended, you've got Wolverine, you know, who's a bit of a bad boy, does his own thing. Even Cyclops goes off the deep end sometimes. There's always a Beast, Nightcrawler. There's always some kind of characters that you need on the good guy's side that can give them a bit of an edge. And I think the way that this can play out is this is, again, tying into the theme of redemption. Robby needs to make up for this because Robby created this. This is another thing that Robby's done. And it needs to be made right. And until he comes back to the Valley, Shawn could believe the worst. And I'm just interested to see how they do the dynamic between Shawn and Kenny. Maybe, you know, this could open the floodgates for Shawn, Kenny, and Kyler to be your Cobra Kai. Maybe that could be the case. But I don't know. There's something in my gut telling me that might not be the way it plays out. Now, also, I do want to touch upon this because I've had a few comments about it and stuff. You know, when I do these videos, like, I don't intend to upset or offend anyone. That's like my last, you know, the last thing I want to do. If you genuinely disagree with me, that's fine. You know, it doesn't have to be this blood sport where, you know, you go and make pages about me or whatever. You don't have to do that. You know, you can just leave a comment down below and we can just have a cordial discussion. It's not necessarily meant to be something where, okay, I believe this is going to happen, you believe that's going to happen, we have to be at war. Like, that's not... Again, that's even one of the themes of the show. So, you know, I just wanted to put this at the end. This isn't part of the script. This is just an off-the-dome little bit of thing that, you know, I just wanted to put out there, you know? So just jump in the comment section down below. Let me know if you agree with any of the points I've raised. Let me know if you think any of this could play out. How do you think it's going to play out? What's a good tagline for Kenny? I'm trying to think. No one's ever been such a piece of shit to you! Well, maybe it's time you found out.